You are turning into the only after show for Vikings on AFTERBUZZ TV, Episode 6, Unforgiven, and Episode 7, How Can You Forget Blood Eagle? Let's fucking do it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
We're so happy you're back.
Thank you.
Welcome
it is lovely
back.
to be back. Hello, everyone. Hello. Do you see Jaco and I are giving Kari? You can do it too.
Wings?
We're giving you Blood Eagle wings because you know where the hell we're going with this episode. But first, who the hell are we? We're all back today. My name is James Simmons, and you can find me and follow me, please do, all over social media at AskTheNP as in nurse practitioner.
What's up, guys? My name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane.
Hello. Hello, Kari.
Hello.
Hello, James.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hello, all the beautiful Viking fans.
Vennings.
My name is Jaco Vennings. Vennings the Viking. You guys can find me on social media at Jaco Vennings.
Jaco Vennings.
Jaco Vennings. Jaco Vennings. You can find me on social media at Jaco Vennings. You have to go down at the
So
end.
when you win, are you
Vennings.
vinning?
Am I Venning?
He's Vinning. You're Vinning. He's Vennings the Viking, and guess who I am?
Simmons the Seer.
I know, right? And you missed it last episode. Ready?
Kari always does it, which is amazing. And this is exactly how we start off episode 6. Oh man, Siggy and the Seer are hanging out, and she's like, I want my position back.
Let me see, James. Just want to see how we.
you
Oh,
and
I'm
Paul.
on episode 7. That's why.
Oh, that's why.
Sorry, guys. I'm just
Whoa,
catching.
whoa.
Like what? Zigging it. Yeah, she's angry. She lost everything, right?
Right,
she wants
right.
to get back onto the Earl's deck. She wants to get right on there.
I like that she doesn't
On
even
the
really
Earl's
say,
dick.
like, I lost my daughter and my husband. She more was like, my status.
Right.
Yet.
I want it back.
That's
Yeah.
important for
That's all
them,
that she cared about.
right?
The
Yeah.
gods will always smile on
Ha!
brave women.
Yeah.
Why is she brave then?
I don't know. That's a really good question.
Well,
Thank
you
you.
mean why is she brave or how is she brave yet?
I was hoping for an answer, but I guess that's
No,
also
no, no.
okay.
I'm going to judge your question, Jaco.
Oh,
That
jeez.
was
No,
very
there's a
good.
difference between why is she brave and how is she brave.
I don't know, James.
I don't-
She's not yet, per se.
Right.
Though you could argue she's brave the way she's fucking around with everybody.
Could be. Right.
Yeah.
She's playing the
Playing chess.
game, which
Yeah.
we will talk about the game later on.
do you mean
and
the game?
First of all, I just have to thank you guys so much. I actually had people like reach out to me and ask where I was last week. It was very sweet. So welcome back to the show. And as you guys know, we often do this in story lines. So it made sense for Kari to lick my hand because the first scene of episode 6 is the Seer. And that's what we do. But we're actually going to go back to Wessex. We're going to knock Wessex out. Then we're going to knock a couple other things out because I want to wrap up episode 6 with Cattecut because that episode was the shit. So,
Yeah.
Wessex, we see our boy Athelstan.
With his ponytail.
With his, right, tons of hair.
He keeps his hair, but he pulls it back.
That's kind
Like Lagerthaand.
Yep.
like a man
Not quite
bun.
as bad though. Oh, and no man bun. Sorry, very few men can pull that off.
Can pull that off. Yeah.
Man bun, yeah.
Yeah.
He looks good, but he also is missing his paints, right? He's painting, he's having a great time, getting back in the groove. Is he on his way to becoming a monk again?
No, a monk again could be, but he is becoming homeboys with King Egbert.
Yes.
I don't like this. Well, one bit.
What I don't like is
Yeah.
that he's going from Viking to Mama's boy, though.
Oh,
This
really?
transition, yeah, right, guys?
And it was
Athelstan
fast.
is a survivor and he's great at adapting.
Do you think he's playing his part to survive?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yep.
I think
he's
he's
going with a
getting
lit-
back into the groove.
I think he's extremely intelligent.
Word.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, thank you. We have a good quote. Win in Rome.
Ah,
We need a snare there.
Thanks,
Yes.
Egbert. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a win in Rome.
Mm-hmm.
He's very intelligent, and he is always good at adapting to his situation.
True.
And it is what he was raised upon. So I mean, it's comfort in a way to go back to it. Like with the painting, he's like, "Oh, I forgot how much I missed it."
True.
And at this point, though, his character's really interesting because he really kind of bridles right in between the Christianity and with or Catholicism.
Very interesting, right?
And Vikings. He's kind of
side.
I'll take the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's
Well,
very
and
interesting.
best of both worlds, I agree, Kari, that you said something about him being a survivor, and I really think that's kind of the key. He realizes I'm an important cog in everything that's going on here.
Everybody's wheel.
In everybody's wheel, including Egbert, who comes in and who's like, oh, and this grand speech about this and the...
He speaks about their gods a lot, right? He talks about the gods, wants to know a lot about, he's very interested in them.
Yeah.
And he also mentions, drops a tag saying, like, I trust you, for some reason. So he
He
falls in
seems
love
like a
with them.
trustworthy guy.
He does.
But the king that is so, what's the word that if you think everybody's up to something?
Suspicious?
You could just say suspicious.
Suspicious or something. He trusts him very quickly.
Quickly, yes.
But
he
he's
does
that kind
trust
of a
him.
guy. There are certain people that you meet that you're just like, I like you. I don't know why I like you, but I like you.
Right away, right. I love you. In fact, I love you so much that I'm going to bring you into this other room.
My secret room.
Right, where there's all this other like Roman like swords and shields
Amazing.
and the Latin
Artwork.
scrolls.
Yes.
Latin
We
scrolls.
call it the Wessex Museum.
I like it.
We've given it,
It
a name.
is. Or library.
The Wessex
both?
Museum.
Well, it's
But-
got swords and whatnot, so
Yeah.
I don't know where you studied. Hogsworth?
Somewhere cooler than where you did.
Ooh, it could have been
Could have
Hogsworth.
been
Yeah.
Hogsworth.
Right, swords
Yeah.
and shields and Latin
King
and
Egbert
shit.
is
Is it Hogwarts?
Dumbledore.
Wait, you guys are saying a TH. I thought it was Hogwarts. The T, not Hogwarts.
No, I said
James.
Hogwarts.
Hogwarts.
I'm
yeah.
hearing TH with both of you when you said it.
I think you have a lot of wax in your ear.
Be like, what did you guys hear?
Hogwarts. Right.
Earwax,
What did you guys
jelly
hear? Say in the
beans.
chat. Did they say Hogwarts
Right.
or Hogwarts with a
Words
T?
with a T. So
Maybe I
he's
just had more British T.
speaking of British T's, this
Yes.
British king without a T is like, hey, I'm bringing you into this room, and this is really cool, and you get to cultivate all that stuff that you miss. And oh, by the way, you're going to translate these scrolls for me, and if you tell anyone, I kill you.
All dead. Ooh.
Yep.
Yep, that's right there. Dead.
Someone made a good point too. That Ragnar trusted Athelstan right away too.
Boom.
He's just a trustworthy dude.
He's trustworthy,
Yep.
and it comes out in every episode, right?
Yep.
Every episode is right, and because these
Except
guys
for
in
Floki.
power know that they, well, Floki's a whole nother
We'll
thing.
say people in power.
But these people in power know that they have to have a smart dude in their corner. Like, that's all I'm saying. Because King, Ragnar, everyone's like, Athelstan, you're my man.
Clever.
You know what I mean?
Well, you're right, James. So I do know what you mean, James, because you've got me in your corner, and I'm the smart boy. So now, Athelstan, we move on this Wessex. We are
Yay.
at. Yeah, you're welcome, James.
They all said you
thanks.
said Hogwarts, guys. By the way,
With a TH?
both of you.
It's
Alright.
because we're drinking beer. By the
And
way,
we're Vikings,
Just
so
so
shut
you know,
up.
Carrie has water.
Is that Adriani had said that?
But I had no.
Of
It's
course.
more than one. She did
Hamto.
and Hamto. Yeah.
And we're
I
drinking
got my mug though.
mug. And
Yes.
this is arrogant bastard ale. Arrogant bastard ale. This is what. So I'm gonna Spain you. I'm gonna TH every fucking word.
I'm THing this next thing when he sees the
I thought-
vision, right,
Oh,
James?
not spank. What? Sorry. No.
TH the vision. TH the vision.
I digress.
Thank
We
you. Yes.
digress.
Can we TH the vision,
We're going
please?
to Thehedeby.
No, wait, you're missing the vision.
No, wait. What vision? God
He
damn it.
starts bleeding from his face and he
Oh,
sees the God
shit.
thing.
His
and he
stigmata.
does-
That's
His stigmata
very
vision.
important.
It's bleeding from his face. And
Right. And he's like, I'm like
TH.
Jesus. I'm like Jesus because
Now-
I got blood going everywhere.
Guys, if you have a weird vision, do you check a mirror or you go talk to someone else? That was the thing that was dumb. If you're the one having the vision, if you go look in a mirror, you're going to see what you're already seeing. So you need to go to someone else and be like, do you see anything weird going on?
Going on is where I disagree with you, Carrie D. Lane. If I'm thinking that I'm bleeding from my head and my wrists and my hands, a la Jesus Christ, the first thing I'm going to do is walk to a mirror because I'm going to think I'm crazy. I'm going to be like, wait, is this in my
But
head?
if you're already seeing it,
or
you'll
am I
see it in
seeing
the mirror too.
But he didn't see it in the mirror. Or did he?
He did.
Oh. Well, then
You
it
saw
just
it in the
confirms
mirror?
it.
Yes, but then the guy walks in, doesn't behave weird at all, because that's the thing. You go up to somebody, and if you are bleeding, they'd be like, you're bleeding. And
But the guy didn't
They
say he
look
was
back
bleeding.
again.
But the guy,
Exactly.
he knows he's being crazy because there's no reason why he should be start bleeding. He knows it's not real.
it could be.
It's his Christianity coming
There's
back.
stigmata,
Well,
man. Come on.
Stigmata,
Symbolism.
schmigmata. Let's TH Hedeby. A lot
Right.
of fun right there.
So yeah, we had this vision. We go back to
Yep.
Thedeby.
Hedeby.
Oh Lord, what happens? So Lagerthaand's back.
Oh,
You
jeez.
guys got to talk
This
about all
asshole.
this last week. That was awesome.
Yes.
She's so badass, but she's gonna get extra
Yes.
badass in a minute. She comes back.
Yes.
She's sitting there, and stupid ass drunk husband is like, "You came back, but where's your son?"
he was an asshole.
The king
I
was
was
an
so
asshole.
surprised she was putting, like, how strong she is. She's letting them insult her, which ultimately that's the thing that bothers her the most. Because she left Ragnar going, you insulted me and embarrassed me in front of all these people, and she's tolerating it with this other dude.
You don't like that, huh?
It's inconsistent, and I don't like it. I'm like, wait, did you get weaker that you're
Right.
like, I'm going to tolerate it with this guy that I don't even like, but Ragnar, I didn't tolerate it. I was like, boom, out.
Ragnar, write that down.
Right.
Write that down.
We don't like
But no, so
inconsistencies.
we don't like it.
No.
But what else the king doesn't like James said, is the son isn't there. He takes it very personal that this boy Bjorn is not back. Who gives a fuck that he's not there? Or,
Right.
You know. But so, and he also goes further, saying to Lagerthaand, "You love him.
You
Right.
still love him.
You still love
Key
him."
word still.
And since you still love him, I'm going to send my homies in to beat you up in your sleep.
Oh shit! They gave her a good beating though.
7-on-1 or whatever, because that's like the honorable, cool thing
But
to
she
do.
did kick some ass.
Yeah. She's
Yes.
unnecessary
Way
roughness. is
unnecessary
correct.
roughness.
She fought back though.
She did. Good job.
Like 3
She was
down.
smart. She turned out the light, got behind the door, got ready
Yep.
for it.
And
Yeah.
we have seen Lagerthaand take down 2 or 3 men on her
Yeah.
own before. So you thought maybe she was going to win, but what ends up
But she had
happening...
a sword then, James.
That's
She
true.
did. She did
was
have a weapon.
swordless.
She would have sliced those people's heads off before they even came in. But you're right. So
Yeah.
she didn't.
She'd have been like, oh, you can, like Street Fighter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had swords. Anyway, the next thing we see, though, is she's sitting there, beaten down, eye swollen.
Oh, she looks like shit.
Looks like shit. This guy is saying, "Hey, why aren't you smiling?"
Oh.
And he's like touching her face all creepy and shit. He's like,
Oh, that's so nasty. Yeah, I didn't like that at
like
all.
abuse 101 right there. Like the emotional abuse, physical abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And you can feel this boiling.
Liz, the tension is like
Yes.
if there was a tension meter on the screen, it just cracked. Because
And,
shit's gonna hit the fan.
Guess what? The shit didn't hit the fan, but the knife hit the eye
Yep.
Yes.
real quick.
Yeah.
Thwack is right.
I thought
Oh,
she
that
would
was
have
awesome!
left before that too. Like as soon as the guys attacked you, that'd be like peace out.
Done. Right. I'm out.
And who cheered? Did you guys cheer? We cheered. We all cheered.
For fucking sure.
Yes.
And then when the other dude, like Randy, is just like standing off to the side, and the king's, I'll do it, ready? And then you guys can cut off my head. He's like, oh!
Ooh, there we go. We got the sound effect. A little delayed, but yes, it worked.
Yeah. And dude, and all of a sudden, like there's a thing, right, between Lagertha and the dude on the side.
Because she's like, do I need to fuck more of you up or are we good? No, she was ready. She's in that like defense mode. Like, do I need to do more? You guys good?
She was
So that's the
expecting, right?
thing.
She was expecting people was gonna chase her.
Yes.
So you have an interesting
I
theory.
thought it was interesting. I felt the people wanted someone to do that for a while now, but they were all too weak to do it themselves.
Do you think everybody disliked their old?
I think there's varying degrees of dislike. I feel there were people that maybe just tolerated him, and then the people who pretended to like him, and then the people who hated him, because nobody goes, hey, wait, and nobody goes to defend him. So now that he's gone, they're all kind of like, thank you.
I even heard one guy in the background was like,
Totally. I saw that too, Jaco.
So yeah, I think they were kind of glad that she did that. I don't think they were happy with who he was.
I'm super glad that she did
Yep.
that. And that was an amazing way to end.
Yes.
"That'd be."
That'd be. We have one quick little, and I'm doing this on purpose. I'm kind of pushing us through episode 6 here, guys, because I want to get to Kattegat on both episodes. We have one quick little scene in, say it for me, Jaco.
Gotland.
Jutland?
Joteland.
Yeah.
Joteland. That's Joteland.
Joteland.
I say it
Joteland.
with a G because it's spelled with a G, but it's Joteland.
Joteland. And so
Okay.
what we learned earlier on is that they're like, oh, let's send Rollo, and because we need JB and his boys back and his ships and all this other stuff, so we can raid England. And King Horik presents this idea to Ragnar. Ragnar's like, yeah, sure, whatever. So he sends Rollo. Rollo shows up with JB, and JB has to consult his wife
For advice.
first.
How beautiful is that? How does that skull get so black and shiny?
It was shiny.
I think it had resin.
Because he
That
pecks
was
it
my
all
guess.
the time, right?
No.
And like,
Well, the jawbone was still attached as well, and on like regular skulls, the jaw part wouldn't be. So I feel that he covered it in resin or something.
Oh.
And that entire concept, I was
Or
like, no,
his
no,
own
no.
semen.
Be like, why would you
I
ever?
went there. I went there. Just saying.
And it's just like, why would you say yes to this plan when you're like, I wanted this plan originally, we turned against it, then that guy screws you over. Oh wait, can you come back?
Yep.
No, none of that. It'd be like, no, that's just a dumb plan. And then Hork, I thought Ragnar would have been like, that's a stupid plan.
Well, stupid plan is right. And so was that actually the plan to start?
True. So I'm so happy with how it turned out because at first the whole time I'm like, no.
Yeah, you're quizzical, Jaco. You're looking very quizzical about this plan right now.
Well, no.
Yes.
No, I'm just thinking about the audience, and so we're talking about Kattegat and the.
Jotunland.
Why Rollo went?
Skull.
Why Ragnar would agree to this King Hork's plan of let's bring JB back into the fold.
Okay. Well, that was funny to me. This whole thing is that JB, he, got I wonder if he gets BJs from the skull. Because he makes up effect, right?
See, I was right with the semen thing. Thank you, Jaco. We're here.
JB. Yeah.
Wait, Siggy did what?
Oh, poor Siggy.
Somebody wrote Siggy did it, and I'm like,
Yeah, no, she was. She talked King Lorik into encouraging Ragnar to bring. I forgot his name.
JB?
Yes, JB.
Easy way to
back
say
into
it.
the fold. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, but like, even Hork, he was so against being with them in the beginning that why would now Hork be like, well, actually, you know what? My numbers are too small. I kind of need you.
You had to wonder.
No way. That's like the worst diplomacy ever of just like, hey, we wanted you, and then we said no, and then we kind of killed half your people, and you kind of killed half our people. Yeah, let's work together again.
Right. Well, we kind of know where that's going. We're going to get it back to Kattegat, which is eventually where JB ends up. So,
so Ziggy is angry at the seer. I'm just kidding.
Yep.
Just a joke. Moving on. We're at the feast, right?
We are.
Eating, munching down.
Well, their small feast. Wasn't that the one they're like, well, we don't have that much food right
Because
now.
I had to burn down my own grain stores
Yes.
to get Kattegat back. Big.
Yeah.
I had to get it big.
Get it big. Well, and this is where we learn about the fate. Well, Ragnar learns about the fate of the homies that he left back in England, right? When Hork returns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ragnar's like, so what happened? Dude.
Because he's speaking to Horik right now.
Yeah.
His kid, right? Yeah. Sorry, okay.
Horik's at the table.
The launch moment.
And Horik's like, well,
Then I bring
we
you
survived. That's all that matters. We survived. Me and my son survived. That's all that matters. And he's like, well, Athelstan? Oh, who cares about him?
Right.
And you're like,
He was an asshole anyway. But Horik
Yeah.
is clearly set on getting his revenge on Egbert. This is where we establish this, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And this is also the first time that Bjorn sees a hottie. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh.
Which is a slave.
Notice is a hottie. Let's clarify.
She is a slave. It's very sad.
And then at this point, first of all, Floki is rejoicing at Ragnar, with Ragnar, or saying at Athelstan being dead, and Ragnar gives him the look.
Doesn't he give him the look? Well, and this
See,
is
Ragnar's been smart. He keeps his mouth shut
look.
for everybody's disliking Athelstan.
Give the look. Give the look. Ragnar, look.
He does a weird little, Yes.
This is also where they come up with this crazy plan that we just talked about, so we won't go over it again. But they go get JB, bring his ships back because we need him to raid England.
That's
and
politics for you right there.
revenge for our dudes. Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
Politics is everything, my dear. So this is so nasty.
I think it's so nasty.
Horik, Siggy,
Oh, yes.
And the
yes,
son.
That
I don't think
was,
it's nasty. I think if I was in Erlender's boots, I think it would have been cool.
You want to watch your son get it on?
no, Erlander, the son.
Oh.
If he were in the son's boot, Jaco.
Hey, he said one true thing. She's got
wait.
experience.
that she
What
does.
did you think's not weird?
The whole thing.
The whole thing might be weird.
So
but
if you were the king, you're cool watching your son
I
get.
didn't say I was king. I said if I was Erlander.
So the son.
The son.
So you're cool with your dad watching you.
You're missing the point here. I'm not cool with anybody watching. I'm cool with the kid getting some nookie from
Right.
an experienced
But
woman.
your dad's watching you.
That's nothing to do
But
with it.
watching you is nothing when you're
She
17.
drew the curtain.
Right. When you're 17 and you're about to get it with this hot, like Siggy's a good looking lady, you know, she's very pretty and she's clearly experienced.
Yep.
Aye.
No,
I think it'd be
I
cool.
think that'd be total like buzzkill there, knowing somebody's watching you. It's someone you don't. There could be different kinds of other voyeurism that
So
you might be
let me
like,
ask you
well,
this.
you're
Which one-
watching me.
which one
but
would you
then,
like?
Yeah,
Which-
not a family member. Thank you.
okay.
Not a family member. That'd be weird. But maybe someone you already think is hot or something like that, be like, yeah.
You would
wanna
enjoy that
watch?
if they watch?
What if you think
Depends on
your
the
dad is
situation.
hot?
What? No.
Just saying.
No. Family. No, that's weird and
I
creepy.
went there. We've talked about semen covered skulls and thinking your dad is hot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nope,
Wow.
all kinds of no. But I like that Siggy's like, let me shut the curtain a little bit, but then the dad's slowly like, I'm gonna
sit here and touch myself.
Yeah, I know he's gonna just jack off while he watches it.
Yeah. The speaking of jacking off, it's probably a lot of
Hey,
what
wait, then they're
Bjorn
Eskimo
did.
brothers.
What's that?
Was.
Eskimo brothers?
Well, I've heard it the other way, which that's also an incorrect term. They're
Wait, are we? But this is
so
Vikings.
because they both have.
Are we doing Vikings?
Are we talking about Vikings? This is
Eskimos?
Carrie, all right, Carrie got us off track. I'm bringing us back.
No,
We're
it's
gonna
just
get
the
to Eskimo
dad and the
brothers.
son are now like
Eskimo.
cum brothers. There we go.
Okay.
Because they spewed in the same spot.
Oh, got it. So, Carrie,
Anyway.
Eskimos. Hashtag Eskimo scary.
Eskimo, whatever you
That's
call
what I
it,
thought. I might totally be wrong. In that.
when someone touches themselves by themselves without their
No, no,
father,
no.
is what Bjorn was doing when he was thinking about Slave
Yes.
Girl
Okay. Anyway.
again, and he's like, "Do you have a boyfriend?"
Do you have a boyfriend? Of course.
She's like, of course I do.
Of course you do. I mean,
He's like, all right.
what kind of question is that?
And apparently she makes children cry. And Aslaug is like, well, she's hot, I guess.
Good looking. Good looking.
She's like good looking for a slave.
If you say
Kinda.
so,
Yeah.
Ragnar plays
Yeah.
it really cool. It's like
He
if you,
does.
Yeah.
if you
You
think
say so, wife.
Yep. So we are continuing on Kattegat here because speaking of Bjorn jacking off, he has some fodder for that because they didn't have porn then, but they do have slave girl dancing during like
Yeah. That was a
She
cool
does.
dance scene.
Like
I like
her.
that. That was cool.
Yep.
and
Like
she's
her.
like, oh, look at me.
Very angry dance.
I'm really hot and stuff. Bjorn,
I
don't
want to
you
know
wanna
what the
touch my
symbolism was
body?
behind it.
Body, well, while she's dancing now, James,
Mm-hmm.
is where Aslaug's also saying to Ragnar, she wants to know why Horik makes all the decisions and kind of plants that seed into his brain. Like, why don't you stand up to him?
Well, because at dinner she's like, don't trust him or
And
don't
she-
agree with him.
Don't agree with him. And she is actually saying, like, she wants revenge because she got insulted by him. So
Correct.
if it was my dad, he would have done something. Now it's you, and you're not doing anything. But then also, on which she replies that your dad is dead and I'm not. Something like that. So
Oh snap! Oh wow!
Ragnar's got some shade thrown.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
We got one page of notes done. Woo. Who is so
JB
this
arrives.
crazy scene, right?
Yes.
Well, this crazy idea to let's go get JB and his boys. They come and show up in the boat, and what JB is kind of pouring his heart out a little bit. He's like, "Man, Ragnar, you're like way cooler than I could ever be."
Shows up with his pregnant wife too.
Oh, who did you guys know this? Her and Helga. Not only do they look so much alike, they're sisters in real life.
In
I
real
thought
life.
they look similar.
They are, and I have not. So maybe you guys know, and if you do, let us know. I think they're actually twins. But I was doing a little bit of research right before the show because I was like, is Helga playing her? Is it the same person? It's not. They have different names. They're sisters, but they have the same last name. But I couldn't find the wife, JB's wife's, date of birth. But so if you guys know, audience, if you know, they could be twins. How cool is that?
Very
That'd be kinda fun.
Very cool.
Very exciting. They're sisters. Ta-da!
That's very cool.
Long lost. They could be sisters in the show.
Yeah. Oh.
Well,
they
they-
could be.
Aha.
Technically, they are.
Look at Jaco. Ooh. I love though what she does say though. The wife, JB's wife. He's like, I wondered if Ragnar can be trusted. And she looks back at the skull and she's like, why don't you ask her?
Funny.
awesome.
She is not happy about. And who points out like, don't you think that's mean to her? Who asked that? I forget.
I don't
But somebody
remember.
else
it's
is
always,
like,
yes.
Don't
totally
you think
mean to
that's
her.
rude to her?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. No, Ragnar is accepting these guys or receiving them with smiles. You see how he's smiling and all
Yes.
happy?
He's like,
receiving,
"Welcome back."
Welcome back. And he's having this speech he spoke about James. He's pouring his heart out, saying like, listen, dude, I'm so happy. I'm forever in your debt. I'm from here on forward. It's me and you in alliance. I'm yours.
We cool?
Cool.
We cool. That's kind of how it went down. And you're like, oh,
And he's like,
really cool. No. I don't know. You know what?
And
is-
James, or rather Kari, and then this is where the seer says what?
The seer.
seer, but we spoke about a few episodes ago.
The eagle.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
You
dun,
are
dun,
the
dun,
eagle,
dun,
and the
dun.
eagle's above you.
I say, yeah. The eagle is in your future, and you are the eagle.
So,
Yeah.
Yes.
And so when in the
Which
episode,
I was like, oh, why
Okay.
didn't I think of what that meant?
so well, when you saw
know
this
what
in the
that means.
episode, did anything come to mind, or wonder why?
It was one of those. I know what blood eagle is, blood eagle wings, but I was like, not connecting.
Okay.
Which
What it
mini
is.
little plug, guys. Speaking of Blood Eagle, there's an Anthrax music video called Blood Eagle Wings, and I'm in it. And you get to see the actual effects of the Blood Eagle wings, like the lungs out the back. It is
Yikes.
some of the coolest practical
Gross.
effects you'll see, and it's all practical effects, no special effects. It's super cool. And because I was actually a little disappointed in this episode of how little we actually saw of that, because I had already seen so much in that music video. So, just saying.
Gross.
Check it out.
We have a lot of so go check out Anthrax and Kari and
Blood Eagle
Blood
Wings.
Eagling. So we have this. The end
So, I
of,
mean, I'm surprised I didn't think of like, wait, you are the eagle. How can you be an eagle? Oh, Vikings. It's one
the
of their weird torture
connection.
things.
It
yeah.
is. And speaking of torture, how about we just lock all these guys in the house?
Burn 'em alive.
And burn them alive.
Yeah.
Guess what, JB? Haha. Joke's on you.
I like that. Don't make any noise and we'll save you. And then they all scream. And it's like, ha! Well, I guess you failed.
Too bad.
You're gonna die anyway.
Right? Yeah. Yes.
And they, Rollo comes in and he watches while JB gets kind of beat up. They're climaxing here at the end of this episode.
He says,
Are
I'm
they
gonna,
now?
Yeah, he says, I'm gonna. Yes, they get climaxing. I'm gonna be drawing a blood eagle on you, and he gets scared. My man
Yeah.
JB,
Yeah.
No.
he knows what it means,
yeah.
and he gets scared.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, it starts coming to realization about shit's
It's gonna hit the fan.
gonna
Yep.
hit the fan.
And then, this is how Ragnar ends it too, where he's like, I'm going to draw you like blood eagle like wings. Mm-hmm. The end.
Fantastic.
Because we got to get to this blood
Right.
eagle episode.
Great episode, James.
Dude, holy craptastic. But before we go back to Kattegat,
Let's go back to England.
hello, audience,
Wessex.
Vikings fans. Jaco is taking us back to Wessex. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun. Wessex, we're all back in England then, yeah? So we're heading off to England
Right.
in Wessex, and we've got King Ayla.
Ayla from Northumbria.
Northumbria is quite right, Kari.
He's back.
No, Kari.
Well, he is.
He's here for the first time.
Oh wait, no, the other one. I was thinking the other king who came back.
No, you have to do it in English accent, Kari. That's what I'm saying no for.
Right.
Oh,
King Ayla's from Northumbria.
Northumbria.
I know.
Right, there you go.
And I said he was.
Perfect, Kari, perfect.
God
Hogwarts.
I'm
save
sorry,
England.
you say he's from Northumbria.
Oh, that's the real
Boy.
King Egbert right there. He's the engineer.
Oh, right. Oh, sorry, carry on.
Cheerio.
Cheerio, thanks,
Yeah.
Egbert.
Yes.
Egbert, I want to hear you say, God save England.
God save England.
And then, what's his name? Egbert? Egbert stands back and he's all like pimp style. He's like, God save England.
God, he's
Already the power play, right?
the
Oh
shit.
yeah. And
He's
then
the
it's like his
shit.
people versus their people. It's almost like a dance off, but a cheer off.
Right.
Exactly.
My people can cheer
Hey,
louder
hey.
than yours.
God save the Queen. No,
Yeah.
you save the Queen. No, we save the Queen. No, God save the Queen.
I say the Queen. I say the... Okay. Let's cut this short. This is a really short part. They've got a
Wessex.
problem. Mercia. It's a kingdom between them. They fight over it. They fight together. Win Mercia back and then divide it up. But at this point, King Ayla already sees,
That's
well...
an excellent question.
Yeah, he's like, why? What is this question? How does he say it?
Well, he's like, well, you know, if you kill these people, what's going to stop you from taking over little old me and my little country?
Well, what if
What if we make an alliance?
by making
Best
my
way to do an
son
alliance.
Make a sexy time with your daughter.
with your daughter?
And he's like, sure. He pimps her out right away.
Right, boom. He
Yeah.
didn't even think about it.
Yeah,
He
he's
was
like, great.
Oh, Judith. Oh shit, you can have her.
Yep.
So let's take our boats back with the trading winds to Kattegat.
Cut. I kind of like saying it like that. Cut. So Horik is basically like, look, dude, Ragnar, I know you want to do this Blood Eagle. I know you want to send a message like, don't fuck with my family, but we need allies. So
We need
like,
ships, allies, men. You can't beat England on its own.
maybe just wait a minute.
Just like
Can we see if anybody replies to your telegram out to the world of
And while he's like
Yeah.
chopping up the rat, right?
Yeah.
He like hits the rat over the fire, and he's like skinning the rat. Symbolism.
Not a
Well, it's
real rat,
also-
by the way.
Well, I was gonna say it's an excellent action of when an actor's acting and you're actually doing something. I like that because it's very realistic. Like you're doing something as you're talking.
As you are talking, I like doing that. And Ragnar likes just wondering if Horik is still on his side, right? As he leaves, he's like, "Do we still have an alliance, Horik?" Horik's like, "Nah, I'm gonna kill Egbert. That's really all I give a fuck."
Yeah.
about."
Yeah, he just wants revenge. That's
Right.
all he wants.
Yeah.
Jumping to Floki, which is becoming a father.
Oh,
Hey!
Trip out.
he did. He did. You know, I have
That
to
is
say,
not what you tell a pregnant woman because then she's like, oh crap.
You know
I do.
what? I think you're very right.
Yes.
Do
Yes.
not like
Right is
okay.
correct.
Like that. Oh my God, shame.
You wait
That
to
baby goes
see.
like out of her. Like, thank you, I don't need you anymore. Boom. You are not welcome here. Goodbye.
Or it's the thing if you wait to see what their reaction is first,
And then
and then you
react?
can reply. Because
Listen
if
to her.
it's,
She knows what she's talking about. This is a woman speaking.
Correct.
We don't know anything, us guys.
well, like most things, it's generally safer to wait for them to reply because then you go, are you happy about it? You are great. You're not? Okay, yeah, you know it wasn't that great of a
Yeah, I
plan.
wasn't into it either. But he does make that full circle, like
Yes, he
Oprah
goes,
moment, where
"I'm
he's like, "Oh
sorry."
shit, I'm gonna be a dad," and Floki the
It's
carpenter,
probably just him
Floki the
freaking
whatever.
out.
And then all of a sudden, he's like, "Let's get married."
Which, why hadn't they gotten married yet?
Well, they're enjoying life, traveling the world and all that. But now
Why?
the thing
They can
is,
still be married anyways.
the interesting they can. Okay, but this is Vikings. They do it right.
They do a
roll.
little differently
Yeah,
there.
Roll how they want to roll.
But now the interesting thing here is
Oh, he said he also, she's the last lover. Because he's like, I have like my one woman now. He did say
Right.
that.
Yes.
So that
But
was
wait,
part of his
Jaco,
marriage.
what was interesting?
Sorry.
You were sorry.
no,
you were
no,
going
fine.
somewhere.
No. The interesting thing here is how he brings it all the way around, like you said, James, to Ragnar, saying like, well, Ragnar already owns everything. Us, we do everything for him, eat out of his hand. So let's not give him this. Now, he doesn't want to be blessed by Ragnar.
I thought that was weird, though.
It's
I
weird,
mean, I
right?
get it, but it's such a complete 180 for Floki since he's been
comes
so
out of
like,
nowhere.
Ragnar, I love you and I'm your bestest and you love me more than Athelstan, right? Right? He just seems so clingy to Ragnar and now he's like, I don't want anything to do with him. And you're like, okay. It felt weird.
Maybe it's after that look Ragnar gave him at the feasting table in the previous episode.
But still, it was way too much of a complete, like, nope.
I think
I thought it was weird.
It is weird. It is weird that he just jumped around like this.
Floki's. We talked about this before. Floki's been super jealous of Athelstan,
Yep.
and I think he's maybe reached his boiling point because Ragnar's first question wasn't, "How did hundreds of my men die
Where's
in
Athelstan?
in
Yeah.
Northumbria or whatever, or Wessex?" He was like, "Where's Athelstan?"
Athelstan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe Floki was like, "Dude, I've had it with you. Like, you're not a true Viking because you want to roll with this
Yeah,
Christian
because he
dude."
said that. Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
goes back to his Christians.
Christians.
And speaking of roll with, Bjorn like really, really wants to roll with Ragnar. Like, Daddy, why didn't you tell me we were gonna kill all those people?
Shut up, Bjorn. He's been acting like a little kid. What
Because
is
he
that?
was trying to get some pussy. That's why he did
Yeah,
the ring.
right. But now, and this is where
And he
Ragnar
didn't even
tells
get
him.
it either.
This is where Ragnar tells him, think of your head, not of your dick, with your penis.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of pussy.
Think
so
with
that's
this one,
great.
not with that one.
Great advice, Dad.
Thank you, Dad.
Thank you, Dad.
Right.
Unlike you that did speak with your dick.
I know. I'm like, wow, Ragnar, you're the hypocrite.
But this is why he can say that though, because
Yeah.
he's made those mistakes in the past, right?
Because I got her
He
pregnant now. She's my new
knows.
wife. Yeah.
Right. And speaking of someone who's had a lot of dicks, Siggy is hanging out with Aslaug, and Aslaug's like, I don't know about this pregnancy. This
I'm
shit
carrying
really
a monster.
hurts."
That
Yeah.
was the 3-day thing finally explained.
Yes.
A little
Exactly.
bit.
Don't
But
rape
still.
me. I'm going to carry a monster. She's carrying
Yeah.
a monster.
Hey, if you guys know, by the way, audience, I've been meaning to, I was going to ask you guys this when I was watching the episode. If you really know what the 3-day rule means, or if that comes from some sort of actual history or whatever, please let us know. Because they kind of made a bigger deal about it in the earlier episodes, and then Aslaug was like, you can't touch me for 3 days once you come back. And I was like, what rule is that? So you guys always drop some knowledge on us. Please drop some 3-day
They
knowledge
drop
on
some
us.
Viking knowledge on us.
Yep.
Yeah. And then there's the part where, I mean, it's possible, I mean, this is semi-prediction, I guess. Because she could have a monster in terms of a deformed baby, you know, and or a miscarriage or something like that. So that could be a way to have a monster.
Monster. Lots
And she
of
just
things.
knows maybe it's a bad pregnancy. And
Right.
that's why there's so much pain, because it didn't develop right for some reason.
Right. Oh. Very interesting.
a very realistic way to look at it.
An actual monster.
Getting a little head on it, but
Yeah.
someone I like, which speaking of Floki and Siggy, I like the part, and I totally agree. I love this part. Siggy's like, "Can you keep a secret, Floki?" No.
No.
And he laughs. He's like, "Ha, no."
How funny is that?
Funniest
agree.
moment.
Loved it.
Right.
Funny.
And
Loved
probably
it.
the whole season.
And she's like,
so far.
"Shit."
She's like, damn it. Because Floki watched the whole thing happen.
Yeah.
Watched the whole thing go down. Well, and she says, I know we're ahead, but we can talk about that. She's
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to be a whore. I'm not a whore. And don't
Yeah.
ask me to do this for your other sons.
But he's like, "Yeah, you are just for me, though."
You're a
Oh.
whore for me.
Yes.
Gross.
Yeah.
And speaking of gross, we learn a lot about what the Blood Eagle is with
Yes.
Bjorn and Ragnar hanging out. Oh, I wanted Ragnar to get out of the bathtub so bad.
Do you see how he was like a little
Yeah.
kid in that little tub, like dinning around, like, who's here? Right?
Yeah.
Splash, 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 rubber duck out.
Stand up, man. Yeah.
Oh.
We wanted him to stand up. Everyone but Jaco wanted. We
Have they
wanted him
done
to
butt
stand
shots
up.
in this show?
No. You get a
they
little,
don't even do butt shots,
You get
yeah.
a little bit of like
Like
Rollo.
kind of a hair, yeah,
Just
but not
like
really.
a little, but yeah. So we learned
Least
about
a
the Blood Eagle, which
Yeah.
you guys saw this, right?
Painful,
This-
gruesome,
Worst death ever.
the worst death ever. Blah, blah, blah.
And so
We'll get to that.
Ragnar goes to see the seer at this point because he's clearly preoccupied with Athelstan. Mm-hmm. It's like, what's going on with my boy?
James, take us through that.
Take us through. Well, he just goes and he's like, where is Athelstan? Is he in Valhalla?
Oh, okay.
Or hell.
See,
He's
not
neither,
in-
which means he's
Oh,
alive.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
And
yes,
then
yes,
the
yes.
crow, which is Odin's little guy, right?
Well, it looks
Messenger.
like that
Looks-
the crow is the seer's eyes.
Yep.
We finally get something explained to
But
us
just
about.
And something semi-magical in this show too.
Yeah.
With
A little more practical magical.
with
Because visions are one thing, but we're having a moment where the seer knows he's alive, and we see the bird there, which could be the connection.
what's that old wizard's name back in the Knights in the King's
Merlin?
era? Merlin. Okay, sorry, just came across my mind. So listen, just before we go to the seer of James, we just missed this a part there with
did I?
JB and Horak visiting him in jail.
Yep.
Saying like, listen, dude, what would you do if you were in my position?
Word.
And JB is like, I would let me escape, and afterwards I would kill Ragnar and make Rollo Earl.
Earl.
Mm-hmm.
Of course he would. What's the first thing out of your mouth when someone comes to ask you in jail?
Set me free.
Right. What's your plan? Well, set me free. And then kind of do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Jaco. I
No,
did miss
of
that. And
course.
that pivotal, huge
Yes.
pivotal part. And then we got this. I loved this scene the first time I saw it, and again on replay, where Ragnar is. This is. I really think Travis Fimmel is really becoming at this point a really, really outstanding actor, in that he's standing behind that screen and he's watching everything go on, and you see all of the cogs turning in his head, and you see his emotion about every separate scene, and he doesn't move a muscle or say a word. It's beautiful.
Only thing about it, though, whereas I know we are hearing the conversations as the viewer, but I'm like, there's absolutely no way he could hear those conversations. With
He doesn't
how
need to hear him.
He sees it.
True. Okay,
He
fair
sees it,
enough.
and he knows
I just
what's
had a
going
moment
on.
going, he doesn't, but he can watch what's going down.
And we see a lot. We see
And it was
Siggy
shot beautifully,
and
too.
Horik, and we see.
So what do
Helga.
we see?
looked
What do we
pretty,
see? We
like,
see
looking-
Bjorn chasing the girl. She doesn't want it.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
see Ragnar talking to Rollo. Why wait to kill him?
Yep.
Because he's the king, so Ragnar has that authority, respect. Okay. We see what do we say? Floki doesn't need Ragnar's blessing for the gods.
Yes.
Yep.
We see that.
Yep.
Well,
It's-
with
go.
that, which it already happened. Oh no, the marriage is after. Sorry.
Yes, we're still getting to
Yep.
the marriage now.
Yep. Aslaug
Doesn't need that
and
message.
JB's wife,
Yep.
Yeah.
Helga, non-Helga. She's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I feel bad for you. And the woman's like, well, this is what we do. This is our lot in life. We carry the slaughtered.
Yep.
How
That was
how
dark.
morbid. Right.
That's very dark.
Aye.
But from morbid to happy.
Yay!
Happy!
Marriage
Happy!
montage. That
Wedding bells, confetti,
editing and sound on that sequence, I loved
Bravo,
it. Cutting between the
bravo.
British wedding and
Yeah.
the Viking wedding.
Yep.
Viking wedding looked way more fun though.
So
Yes.
much more fun.
So
And-
More
much
fun.
prettier as well.
right. Floki
Yeah.
like freaks out and runs into the water.
Yeah, he's
grabs
like, oh,
Helga.
Karen.
And the word I'm missing is the one where you actually want to marry each other. Consensual.
Consensual.
Damn, that's a big word for such a second language guy.
Versus being arranged.
Yes.
Yes. I help you. Well,
I help you, thank
And
you,
then
James.
don't forget, he got his father's sword out of his father's grave.
Yes,
And that was part of the
where
exchange,
sword
which
was.
I like the symbolism of that too, of like the sword protecting the family, and now you're exchanging swords. That was a really cool,
Close.
like just a symbol to
Yes.
be part of the wedding.
Absolutely.
More
Beautiful.
symbolism, yeah.
Take a little blood.
And yes, consensual versus arranged marriage. But they're very specific in the consensual. Like, do you really want to get married? You sure?
Right. Do you actually love
Yes.
this person? Like,
Yeah.
do you want to get married?
Which is clever because that's what marriage is all about. But so while the wedding is going on,
Yeah.
are you guys married?
Yes.
So they won't know what they're talking about. I am, so I know.
I am. I said yes.
Oh, she is married!
Oh, snap. Boom.
I got the earphones on. I can't hear anything. So we
Right.
can. Okay, no, but so hey,
He's just deaf.
I am deaf. While they are getting married, all right, Ragnar is having some fun and games in the feasting hall, which I think was really funny.
That
because
was-
they're like two
Oh,
drunk kids.
that was funny.
Awesome. See, and they
Yes.
were trash.
That's what Vikings would do.
There is.
Yes.
Right, and dude, we're kind of mixing it up a little bit here, but dude comes in and he's like, Earl Igstad is here.
Yes.
You sent out a message and you needed some help, and we're here. And it's, who is it?
We're here to reply to your call, telephone.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He didn't say that.
Hey, right, we got your text.
Yeah, exactly.
Your Evite. And,
Snapchat.
it's
We're here.
Earl- Snapchat.
And where is he? He's waiting in the
Hi.
forest. As soon as that moment happened, I was like, it's Lagerthaand.
It's Lagerthaand.
You knew
Instantly, yeah.
You just knew it.
I did.
Right. And how badass
I didn't know
is that?
how, but I knew it was.
The power play of Lagerthaand being in the middle and Ragnar riding around her. Answering those questions.
Beautiful.
That was super,
Mm-hmm.
super awesome.
Super cool.
It's beautiful. And she looked so cool with that Earl, like,
she should
chain link.
absolutely
And her hair's
be.
down and the braids.
Totally.
Yes.
She is badass. She's badass.
Which I think is going to turn him on more.
Yep. Okay.
Because she's like,
Right.
we are equals now. And then he's like, oh. Okay. He just was like, oh, okay.
You know who else does that dance? It's when Horik comes into JB's cell and he's like, I'm with you, dude. I'm going to spring you loose. This is the plan. Here we go.
How
And
happy?
just kidding.
How happy do you think he was when he said that?
Oh, he's like, sweet. Fantastic. And then gets outside and he's
It's like, you've got a jail out of free ticket. Go
Yeah.
around once and collect $200 at start.
Just kidding, just kidding. Oh, I can't forget my wife's skull, by the way.
yeah.
Grab
And he
that.
like tucks it.
Bring it
Yep.
with. And he walks outside where we have already learned about what the Blood Eagle is in the whole town of Kattegat.
He's going to watch.
All there to watch.
So now the biggest thing with learning what is a blood eagle, the biggest thing with a blood eagle is that yes, it's slaughtered and it's massacred, but if you stay silent without making any noise while the blood eagle is going on, you get to enter Valhalla.
I'm not making any noise.
Shut the fuck up, James.
You know, the weird thing though, I thought, which I get that and that's fine, but when he has his hands just kind of on hooks, I think he would tie that up because there's a difference, not because he would resist, but because of actually like collapsing into it.
Right. He might actually
And they're just kind of
fall,
like little things that are just holding the hand up. Like, I think he should have actually at least tied it with a little bit of rope because he does fall down and he's like, well, let me move you
He
again.
also, just from a healthcare provider perspective, would have passed out long before.
I was gonna ask
from,
that, how
like,
long would you
blood
last?
loss. No.
Okay.
Well,
no.
let's
Or
talk
even
about
shock,
this for
right?
a second, James, as the nurse practitioner, James.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, you cut the back open.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Then his chopping is breaking the ribs in other pictures that I
Along the
researched.
spine.
Yes, along the spine, break the ribs open, right? Then he pulls out the lungs, place it on his shoulders. Now at this point he's still alive, and this really happened back in the day. So my question to you, Mr. Nurse Practitioner, hashtag ask the MP,
Thank you.
is would you die from blood loss, or do you suffocate because you can't breathe properly? Or are you just like, I'm fucking over
Or
it, I want to
shock.
die?
Yes and yes. So
Shock.
several things can happen here. You probably would die from the blood loss early on, particularly because he did all that cutting and stuff before.
Yeah.
But you're not
So-
cutting through any major veins, are you?
There's
They're
a
big
lot back
lines,
there.
though.
Your lungs are very vascularized. So once you cut through those ribs, by the way, you're also not gonna just cut the ribs. You're gonna cut a bunch of organs on the way down too.
Ragnar has not got a surgical hand.
No.
Yeah. They get an
Exactly.
axe to be
He's
like,
got the surgical outfit,
Right.
but he does not have
Yeah.
the surgical
So
hand.
you go in and you're slicing and dicing, and besides like your brain and your liver, like your lungs have the most blood supply to them. So you're going to nick some of those, you're going to bleed to death. But on the off chance you don't bleed to death, your brain has probably shut you down already from the pain response. So you've probably passed out. But if you haven't passed out, and if you haven't passed out from blood
this way
loss,
we're getting to this.
you pull the lungs out and you almost instantaneously suffocate. Because breathing is actually the exchange of oxygen with blood supply. And if those lungs don't have any blood supply to them, you're not exchanging oxygen. So it's like you're drowning. It's like you're suffocating.
Yeah, and visually, it was interesting on that because you didn't see it well enough in the dark, but I put it on the shoulders because when I looked up some other torture video thing, they
Because the blood
laid
eagle
it
turns
on the
you
back.
on? Wow.
Well, because I looked that up and then it was like all these bizarre ways of torture. But then it's
dying.
more like they put the lungs on your back, not necessarily over. It looked like the
shoulder.
shoulder. It's more
Right.
like. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point here is this man
Cray way to die.
does not scream.
No.
He ain't this Valhalla.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. And we learn ultimately that Ragnar is not to be
Fucked with.
fucked with.
Nope.
Here.
There we are, my friend. It is time, Kari D. Lane, for your segment of the show called Predictions.
All right. Aslaug's baby, it's a monster. I think it's going to be deformed or some real life issue with it. Hopefully she does not die from the pregnancy because I had a moment where she said that and she was kind of worried about it. I thought she might die in childbirth. I think they're going to go back to England, kick some butt, and I really hope they all kind of turn on King Horik and be like, well, you kind of fucked us all over. And then they're going to... Damn. I think that's about it.
Good. Hey,
Yeah.
those are freaking amazing.
And
Ta-da!
Bjorn's going to win over the slave girl.
Prediction.
I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's going to win her over.
He is going to. Oh, awesome. So, you guys, tons of
Cheers.
predictions coming up. This is where this show gets so good. We thank you guys so much for watching. This is all about you guys. I missed you guys last week, by the way. I'm so glad to be back. And my name is James Simmons, and you can find me on social media, you guys, at Ask the NP.
Yes, and my name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D. Lane. That's Karidlane.
Yes. And my name is Jaco Vennings. I love you guys. Thanks for watching once again. And you
Yes,
guys can
thank you.
find me all over social media at Jaco Vennings.
Ooh, you got to do that head turn. Thank you guys. We love you so much. We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.